Look at these guys. Toiki. Whew! Welcome back, fam. Welcome back. It is 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. I've got 4 hours. 4 hours to put a drive shaft in, figure out the intake situation with the MAF sensor, fill up all the fluids, and get as much done getting ready for this weekend to hopefully get this thing down and on its wheels. Stick with me. Whew. So I've salamandered our way through all the bottom body cladding, shielding, the freaking sound deadening trays on this thing. And I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. See that donut hanging down right there? Woo! You can see just the very bottom of it right there. This drive shaft, just like forged in fire, will kill. I'm just kidding. Well, maybe let's lay him on the street, right? Right? Just gotta get it to the machine shaft to get it welded up and balanced, baby. How did they know it would fit without any more work? You gotta be a psychic to be a machine shop guy, I guess. Alright, let's see. We've got the drive shaft here, all done from the machine shop. Beautiful welds. All the universal joints are brand new and not crappy brand either. Not from China. The Mercedes one is from Germany. We've got our MAF sensor right there from the junkyard. I buy from the junkyard because usually it's the original manufacturer parts, and usually it's factory, it's quality. It's not something that's been, just cooked up, thrown together. It's actually from the factory. Here we are in the Mercedes, sitting in the same spot it's been sitting in, for the past 5, 6, 7 months. I think I'm on month 7 now that it's October. That old light switch has switched from hot, steamy summer to 50, 60 degrees during the day, peeps. 30, 40 at night. We're starting to get those frost warnings. So, this is gotta go. Once it starts raining and snowing, Pop's gonna want his spot back. And let's be honest. Let's drive this thing after putting freaking 7 months of work into it, eh? All right, so finished drive shaft, right? Like I said, it's all welded up, all put together. They staked the slip joint that came from Mercedes because we want that solid. That's sitting in the back of the 4L80E, and that has to ride, let's see, it's gonna ride far enough out, right? So that this doesn't tear up the seal. And we mocked all that up earlier this week, sent it back, and they welded everything up, balanced it, and it's ready to go in. Well, they say you never forget your trauma, and that is true. Here's the 18mm wrench I had to order off Amazon for the drive shaft bolts from Mercedes. I got lucky, got this T60 from O'Reilly's. So that's on this end, obviously. So I get to put these back in while laying underneath the car in the back. But we'll get these 6 bolts in. 2 bolts in the center of the drive shaft. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Right here. See, Mercedes wanted to use those E-type that looks like a star on top. Nah. I got so many of these laying around from the LS and the bracketry and all that stuff. It's getting a regular 10, thank you very much. All right, so I needed a solution to hold up the exhaust because Mercedes-Benz had a cross member that holds up these tubes that head back, right? So I was going through the scrap pile and I found some lawnmower blades. And wouldn't you know it, it just had the right size hole to put the bolt through, right? To hold up my exhaust. Both sides. 2 blades. Isn't that perfect? The things you can come up with, you know? And look at that. There's the beautiful drive shaft behind the mufflers. Oh yeah, and everything fits. No interference with the exhaust system. I got a couple more like plastic nylon nuts I gotta replace in the back so the heat shield doesn't get wrapped up in that drive shaft. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. As you can see at the end of the exhaust there, gotta tie that into the LS. And like I said, if that ties into the LS, we already got an exhaust. Then I can take this to an exhaust shop and then weld up the back of it, you know, because it's a New England car and the back's all falling apart and crap, right? This is where we're at. Gonna keep grinding. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hopefully I don't drop my freaking phone here. Get in here. Bam! So the swap harness takes the, what is that, small plug? MAF, okay? And this right here is Cadillac Escalade or Tahoe MAF sensor. And to make sure that it fits with our setup, right? Check this out. Bam! Right size to go into the air intake. Look at this guy. Flows backwards. Come on, man. Come on. We'll flip that around. Still stick it in there. I got a clamp for that, so I ain't sweating that. But all we got to do is go from there to there. Behind the headlight, right? So we'll have to fab that up. We got some silicone to go here from this kit that I bought off eBay. Lord knows we're going to be chopping that up with the cutoff wheel. But yeah, all part of the process, all trying to get that done within the next 4 hours. Let's get back to work. All right, so we got the rear end bolted up. We've got drive shaft in. Now I'm working on the intake. This right angle here, we've got this plugged in. I'm gonna have to take this out of the plastic, as much as I hate to. And then we're gonna figure out how to go from here into this fender well right here. And right now, I'm gonna zip that off and that off.